Hey, we're live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my fortnightly live chat here on Jaggs Journeys. Thank you for joining me once again. Let's see. Got a few things to chat through tonight on the live. So we'll just wait for a few more people to jump on. Good evening, everybody who's jumping on and saying hi. Thank you for joining me once again on the fortnightly live chat. And just a reminder, this is a moderated live chat. So I've got two moderators on. So let's keep the conversation on topic and no spamming, obviously, as well, please. But yeah, just waiting for a few more to hop on. Hope everyone has had a great week. Those of you in the Queensland or southeast Queensland, hope you all got through the cyclone. We got through okay. Not really any damage or anything. Just lost power. In fact, I was nearly going to cancel this because I had no power since Friday, and we had no cell phone, Wi-Fi, had nothing, just totally disconnected. I only had cell phone reception when I went out to work. So I was able to post a couple of things, but power came back on last night. So we're only out, I think, 5 days without power. Wasn't too bad. Could be worse. I think there's still some people that don't have power. Talking to some people today, it looks like they might not have power for another week and a half in some areas, but majority, I think 95% of the Gold Coast should have power back by Sunday, apparently. So other than that, we're safe and sound. I hope everyone else is safe and sound. We just bunkered in like everybody else. Listen to that howling wind. It was pretty horrific, but anyway, we got through it. I think luckily enough, it was only a category 2 or 1, whatever it ended up being. So yeah, I have been driving around the Gold Coast and Brisbane the last few days, just with work, and pretty much the southern end of the Gold Coast is still really, really bad. So let's just say around Talabudra, Currumbin, there's so many trees down everywhere, still power lines down. Half roads blocked. In fact, there's roads still cut off. Most of the flooding has receded, I think, from down that way. I still saw a little bit of flooding today. So yeah, pretty bad though, eh? So, but all in all, we got through it, right? That's the main thing. Excuse me, and I believe I take it all of you guys would subscribe to the theme parks Instagrams. I'm guessing if you're subscribing to me or following my Instagram, I guess 100% of you would probably no doubt be subscribed or following the theme parks. So I'm guessing you would have all seen all the updates there. I'm not going to repost every single post they post because to me it's just flooding the content for no reason. So I'm sure you're all aware the parks were closed and reopened again today. So I believe they have all reopened today. I will, while we're all on, there's still a few more people jumping on, I will try and jump to your comments, but I do want to go on to the Village Roadshow and Dreamworld apps tonight. We'll just go through and just see what is open, whether there's been any rides. We know there's a couple of maintenance, but obviously we just want to make sure that everything is open. But yeah, obviously they wouldn't have opened the parks today unless they were safe to do so. Someone did share something to me or screenshotted a post, and someone was going on about, watch out, there could still be debris in the pools and stuff like that. There's no chance they would open any pools at Wet and Wild or Whitewater World if there was debris in them. There's no chance. So it's yeah. Anyway, just let you know, theme parks will only reopen and let people onto or into pools and onto attractions if it is 100% safe to do so. All right, so there'd be no things hanging down and around, and there shouldn't be anything unsafe where public would be walking. That's why they decided to reopen today, not any earlier. So anyway, just want to touch on that. So yeah, so yep, looks like most of you are safe from the cyclone, and let's see, just having a quick squiz of the comments there. The real Slim Shady saying they didn't lose any power at their house. That's good. Some didn't. Some definitely didn't lose power. But yeah, we lost it for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days. We had no power for 5 days. End of the day, you just make do. Unfortunately, everyone panic buyed. I didn't. I mean, I think realistically, if you on a normal week, most people have enough toilet paper in the cupboard to get through about a week at least, right? Most people would have a loaf of bread in the freezer or two, and most people have pantry foods. Could probably last you a week if you had to. There was no need to panic buy, but unfortunately they did. And then now, because of the supply issues, like the actual supermarkets being able to supply, they might be due to, they might have power cuts. They might have had loss of foods as well in their refrigeration and freezer storage units. I think that's what's been happening because, yeah, there's very scarce amount of food around. Everywhere I saw today, I saw all day long customers screaming out for bread and milk, and no one's got it. So, I mean, there's probably some places that have it, but yeah, it's pretty crazy actually. But anyway, I always have heaps of water, like just in the pantry, just in the packs. Like we never run out of water. We just had an esky, bit of ice. We survived. Anyway, everyone's different. We didn't even have a gas. My barbecue didn't even have gas. So we couldn't cook anything. So we just had bread sandwich. A couple of nights we just went out to, because if you drive about 5 k's to another suburb, there's like a McDonald's that's open and Zambrero or whatever. So yeah, we just had Mexican one night and then McDonald's one other night. I mean, and then because they had power, they also had Wi-Fi, so we could update our emails and all that kind of thing. So anyway, we got through it. I hope everyone is safe is the main thing. And I guess we've all got a different story, but as long as everyone's safe. Jonathan's saying they had power back on yesterday. Oh, no, Tuesday afternoon. Well, that's good. That's good. I don't think there's any flooding at SeaWorld. I think the park's reopened. So all is good. I don't think that came in on the storm came in on the high tide. I think it just missed it. So if it did, it would have been a different issue. But there was a heck of a lot of flooding around the Gold Coast, like huge amount. But no, if you're planning a trip to the Gold Coast, excuse me, if you're planning a trip to the Gold Coast like soon, if you're not from here, don't worry, parks are reopened. So that's all good. Most businesses are getting reopened. Some can't because of power still out, and some have damage. The beaches, they're working tirelessly to get all of the beaches at least in a usable condition. They take months to re-dredge all the sand back. It's happened before. I've lived here in the Gold Coast 23 years, and I've seen this happen probably 4 times with major storms over the years where the beach just completely corrodes and disappears. It gets fixed again. It just takes a few months, but it could even take a bit quicker than that. So it's the water quality you got to watch, because at the moment there's a lot of debris in the ocean. I'm still washing up. So there's debris, and it's not really safe to swim. And the water quality is still quite, today it was still browny. So, but it comes good. It comes good pretty quick. So, and our weather's, today was pretty rained this morning, but it was finding out by the afternoon. So I think the forecast is pretty good over the next few days. So I think if you're coming here like in a month's time or longer, you'll be fine. You probably won't notice too much of a change. But there's still a lot of stuff down at the southern end of the coast. It's pretty crazy. Let's go. G'day from Auckland, New Zealand. Kia ora. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Brings back the feeling of COVID. Anton says, yeah, mate, it does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah, with all the way we're all locked down kind of thing. Then all the supermarkets are empty. Yeah, I just literally finished work and went to Coles because we had to throw out everything in the fridges and freezers. So we just went to Coles, to the bigger Coles, like the Westfield, and we couldn't get. Well, there was hardly any meat, so we just and the frozen section was like empty. We managed to get a few things, a few veggies and some fish and that, but yeah, I mean, again, you just make do. You grab what you can. Think about, okay, let's get this instead of this. That's fine. Couple of weeks time, back to normal. So it'd be all good. So yeah, Gold Coast was blessed of how the cyclone situation went. Yeah, I think, Liam, I think you're right. 100%. Like, could have been a heck of a lot worse because that actual cyclone, Alfred, there's this tracker I've seen, and when it started, I think it started as whatever it starts as, but it was a Category 4 at one point in time out in the ocean. There it was a Category 4, and then it moves around a heck of a lot, and then it went down, then it crossed as a 2 or I think 1 eventually. But it's where it crossed was like near Bribey, but of course that's just the eye. But the actual southern, the most southern tail of the cyclone, or the edge of the cyclone, is where it's worst hit. That's why northern New South Wales and like Talabudra is absolutely smashed. I live near Movie World, so the damage around here, there's trees down everywhere, but I didn't see as much damage to property as I saw when the tornado came through 2 years ago. So anyway, we'll move on. I'm glad everyone, I think from what I hear, is safe. We all have a story to tell, but some have still got power outages. Some have power now. And yeah, it's been a bit of an ordeal, a bit of a disruption, I'd say. Sometimes you got to put things into perspective, no social media, no internet, nothing for a few days doesn't hurt anyone as well, right? So all good. Yeah, parks all opened today, everyone's asking. Yeah, so as I was saying before, I take it most of you would follow the parks on Instagram or their social medias. If you're following me or others, I'm sure you would probably follow the parks. Hence why I haven't been reposting like everyone else has all the parks open, parks closed, parks open. I mean, it's out there. So, but yeah, they're all open from today. I live on the sunny coast. We just missed it, but we still got floods. I did hear that, actually. Yeah. And it was after the fact, right? It was the rain that came after that cyclone, and then you got the floods. That's quite typical of a tropical cyclone, apparently. So, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, wind was pretty hard out. Someone said to me, I might have read it somewhere, to save your garage door from blowing inwards, because that can easily happen, is you have, your garbage bins, you have them right up against your garage door, then you back your car up against the garbage bin, so there's pressure. We did that, and then the garage door didn't even budge. So, and we had wind right around that side of the house, so it's pretty good. We just had a few, like shrubs break or whatever, but nothing. It's nothing. So fortunate. And I got one fence which is wobbly, and it wobbles anyway, and when it's just windy, and that thing was pushing over, but it never snapped and never fell right over. So pretty lucky, all in all. All right. Squishy's family fun. Yep, we're all good. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. appreciate everyone jumping on tonight. And I know everyone's probably had a hard few days. We've had no theme parks. We've had, no power, that kind of stuff for a lot of us. Not all on here. I know some people on here are from other parts of the world or other parts of the country. So, but you've probably been watching very attentively into what's happening around the Gold Coast and stuff. So no, I didn't get out and post or film anything of the damage or flooding around the theme parks. Look, end of the day, we know the creek floods at Movie World. We know there's going to be trees down and stuff. I like to just keep this channel positive. So that's a negative event. So we're going to head back. I'll head back to one of the parks. Not sure which one yet this weekend. I'm trying to change things up a bit for the channel, guys. There's just so much of the same content going out there now. It's just, you got to do something different, right? So although you guys might be able to help me with this question I got here. So, like, I post videos on Movie World, Sea World, Dream World, whatever, all the local parks, get really good views on them. As soon as I post a video from an overseas park, bang, falls through the floor, hardly any views. Well, I won't say hardly any, but, compared to the other ones. Like, why is that? Just no interest in overseas parks? Like, obviously I'm thinking of doing some international travel for a holiday, but also to release some content. But if it's not of interest to the majority of my subscribers, I mean, I've got nearly, I don't know, it's say 14,000 subscribers. And when you get like 800 views, you think, okay, maybe it's not worth doing international content. Save myself a heck of a lot of money. That's for damn real. So if that kind of content's not what you guys want, let me know. If you just want the local content, I'll just keep doing local content. Because whilst I will obviously go on an overseas holiday, but if it's not content that people want to see, I won't bother filming because it's so much time involved in putting the videos together as well. So yeah, just interested to know if any of those international sort of theme park videos of interest. As I said, I released a Waterworld one on last Sunday because obviously I couldn't do any local videos. I still had that one up my sleeve from last year. It was last year when I was there, because I knew I'd have a time where I'd need to put a video out that I just needed to put one out when I couldn't do another one. So I did that, and it bombed. It really bombed pretty much. So because you get a lot of stats from YouTube, and it's just So I'm like, well, I don't know. Just asking a question, just putting it out there. Be interested to get the feedback. That's all. See what you guys think. What have I got here? Matt likes Matt Muffet. How are you, mate? He loves watching all the videos, no matter where they're from. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Squishy's Family Fun. Still waiting for my cruise video. Yeah, so am I. I was going to try and do it over the, when we had lockdown, well, with the cyclone and that, but of course I had no power, and I had a battery on my pack, but I couldn't charge it, and it was going flat, and I got it's a 5-day cruise. But anyway, it'll happen at some point. I'm going to just cut it up and make it just a different sort of a video, but more of just like, yeah, here's what you do on a cruise, or what we did on the cruise, because it's just that cruise, in fact, is finishing up soon. So the Royal Caribbean, that one won't even be here anymore, but still you get an idea of what's available on that one. You could have done a Funko video while on lockdown. I do have a Funko video when I visited the Funko store in Hollywood. That's more exciting than just what's here, trust me. So that's why I put a little a post out just before we lost power to say, hey, during the cyclone, if you've got something to do, nothing to do, and if you've got power, 600 odd videos on the channel, check them out. Like, if you haven't seen them all, there's ones on there that might be of some interest, to people as well. So anyway, yes, I always go to the supernovas. I always be there. I've never missed a supernova in about 30 years. So I think so. I'll be there for that in April. Anton says, all your content is top shelf. Maybe the international videos don't get as many views because people can't travel there. Out of their price range. I love them. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's like if you're not planning or able to get there or planning to travel there, I get that. You think, well, why should I watch it? Because I can't understand that Gold Coast theme parks are more accessible to most people who watch, who subscribe to the channel. So yeah, I get that. But then I thought, well, surely they know what style of video I do or how I the effort I put in. Surely they might still just get a some entertaining pleasure watching the video. I don't know. But anyway, doesn't seem to be. I mean, some of my other stuff, Universal have put out last year, and they have done really well. But and I do look at other people's videos on other channels who do international content, and the content again is still quite low. The views is quite low compared to local stuff. The only problem with local stuff is it's so limited. It's so limited, and more people doing it now, and it just gets harder and harder to you want to be different, right? You want to be putting something else out there. Not same. You're just like flogging a dead horse. This kind of thing, It needs to be something different, I think. But anyway, just interested to know about the international content. I will go back to some of the comments, guys. I know there's plenty of people there. Braden saying, I think with your latest video, it was just the show. Personally, it was you doing a video with a bit without the show, then showing us more around the theme park. It would have been better. Yeah, well, I did that. All the videos I have with the Universal Studios are all on there. That show was such a big show. It's a 45-minute show. Like I had to make a separate video just on the show. And unfortunately, you can't choose where you get seated. You get seated where you get seated. And I got stuck in the back right-hand corner kind of thing. Not the best view of the show, 100%. But again, I wasn't just relating just to that one, just in terms of, international content in general. But anyway, that's all cool. What do we got here? Squishy's Family Fun. We are heading to Supernova in Melbourne and then heading to Gambia World this weekend. Awesome. You'll love it. You will love it. You will absolutely love it. I love it. Yeah, I kind of thought about going to Supernova Melbourne at some point in time. Let me know how it goes when I see you next. Gambia World you'll love. If you haven't been there before, I enjoy that park. It's really cool. You'll have heaps of fun. I hope you have an awesome time and a safe journey as well. Thanks, Matt. I'll see you out of the parks. Kaz, Jaggs, how are you? Hope you're well. My family and I are heading up to Queensland in October. We are taking our 4-year-old granddaughter to the theme parks. Her first time. That's awesome. I will definitely should have an awesome time. There's plenty of attractions and rides for that age group in pretty much all the parks here. So that's cool. It's something to look forward to as well. The weather would be good too. Okay. Pam, all the theme parks, local, national, and international, please. Okay, cool. Thanks, Pam. Appreciate that. Cool. Yeah, obviously, at the moment, international travel is just expensive and hard to save money as well. Love your international videos. Thanks, Liam. Appreciate that. Jonathan's going on their cruise on Friday. Wow, that's cool. Have fun. That's awesome. Michael Horton saying the Gold Coaster at Dreamworld used to be called the Cyclone. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think originally it was like Big Dipper at Luna Park in Sydney. It was a Cyclone here. Then it was Hot Wheels. I think it was. Was there anything else? There was maybe. I think it might have been Gold Coaster after Hot Wheels, or it might be the other way around. But yeah, Cyclone. That's, I guess, the way the queuing system there, how it goes, spirals up, is like the Cyclone, I believe. So, yeah, pretty cool. We need a theme park ride called Cyclone. Yeah. Well, we did have one, yeah. I hope the Gold Coast beaches won't be closed for months. Now, look, they're actually some open, some are going to be reopened tomorrow. I think between Coolangatta and Burleigh. I think they're not going to be quite the same, obviously, but they'll be reopened again. It will take a few months to do the dredging they got to do, and they'll fix it up. Hey, Sue, thanks for jumping on. We're doing good. No damage up your way. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Rick's so hungry when we had no power. we tried stopping at 7-Eleven and there wasn't even any pies or wraps. Yeah, I know, mate. I tried the same thing. we had a loaf of bread still, so we just had a couple of jam sandwiches. Tropical weather has hit here in Victoria. I actually did see that. Hopefully it's not going to be as bad as here. Dreamworld pass holders get a 1 week extension for annual passes. Yeah, I just quickly read that before I jumped on, actually. So that's really cool of Dreamworld to do that. They've been closed, obviously, for a week. So they have extended the annual passes for a week. Not sure if Village Roadshow are going to also get on that bandwagon. I hope so, but we don't know. I guess we'll see in the next couple of days if they also do the same thing. What else we got here? I'm just sorry, guys. Just rolling through some. If I miss your comment again, I say this every time, but if I miss your comment, just pop it in again. It's not intentional. I just tend to miss some because it does go quick, and then all of a sudden, I've missed some and I don't realize it. So, yeah, it's always just because I've missed it. Hope Island has power now. Oh, that's good to hear. Excellent. Very good to hear that. The Real Slim Shady didn't lose power. That's cool. Okay, I think I'm caught up on any news on the state of Top Golf. Well, I do know that they didn't have the issues that they had last time with the tornado, so I think they're good this time round, which is good to hear. because the actual tornado ripped through there, literally tore all that up. But Cyclone is obviously a little bit different, so they would have sustained some damage, but nothing like the last time. I'm pretty sure it's back open, or it's soon to open. One or the other. I'll have a look soon. What's my opinion on King Claw? Look, it's good that they're keeping, I guess, the similar ride there, because I mean, the Claw's iconic for Dreamworld. You kind of just expect to see it there. So I think by having a bigger, faster Claw is going to be pretty cool. So I think it's cool, but yeah, I don't know. I do definitely. That Claw has been packed up into shipping containers now, all nice and neat. So of course that has been sold, and will end up in another theme park, most likely here in Australia. So watch this space. How do you think Rivertown will be later in the year? It would be still there. No, it'd be good. It'd be excellent. And the trees will be growing a little bit more. So it's going to look really cool. I think the later you go, I think it's going to be awesome. So it's definitely going to be worth a visit. Jonathan saying, I'll be a supernova this year, dressed as the Wicked Witch, and I'm going to buy something there. That's cool. Look forward to seeing that. That's awesome. Okay. I think I'm just making sure I got through some of your comments there. Okay. Josh is saying, I think keep doing the international content if possible. Being from Victoria, I have to travel wherever I go. Gold Coast or overseas. It adds a lot of variety. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and that's what I think too. It adds variety to the channel, but I want to make sure people are watching it as well. It's kind of ironic that Dorothy landed in Oz at Movie World. True. Yep, absolutely. Does New Zealand have any standout parks? Rainbow's End. It's probably the only theme park in New Zealand. I think it didn't used to be, but I would say there's a few other like attractions and things. There's Spookers in Auckland, which is like a haunted attraction, which is really good, by the way. I've been there, and it's very scary because it's actually in an abandoned mental hospital, like from like the 1950s and stuff, and it was renowned for like the shock therapy stuff, and people did die there. So it is actually haunted, like known to be haunted, and they only run this at night, I believe. And I've been there, and it's freaky. It's really it's worth a visit if you like scary stuff. Like I like scary stuff, and usually I'm okay with all the theme park stuff, but that's sort of a next level. But yeah, it's cool. It's really good. I don't think there's anything else major. And there's obviously like the Hobbitown down in Matamata or just south of Auckland. If you want to visit the movie set from The Hobbit, that's worth doing. I'm not sure if the luge ride is still there at Rotorua. Rotorua used to be a real massive tourist hub, but I think since COVID, Rotorua's, I think it's half closed down. I don't know. I haven't been there, but I've just heard things. I'm not sure how it is now compared to them, but if you go to Auckland, definitely check out Rainbow's End. I've got a video on the channel. Check it out. When I went last year, I think it was last year. Yeah, look, we have a good day there. Look, any theme parks, it's great. Like honestly, they're not. I never compare them to other ones. I love them for what they are and what each of them has to offer, because they're all different. And they're all different scales, and and that's the thing. You get into the vibe of that park for the day. So whether it's a small regional park or a large international park, I just love them all because I just love theme parks. So, but yeah, worth checking out for sure. Okay, so I think you need to cover more Aussie parks and attractions. Yeah, look, I have done a few over the years, definitely, but again, it's just a cost, like, and time to get, time to do it as well. I'm a very busy person as well, so, however, I have a board and it has lots of stuff on it. Trust me, so it's just when I can. Hey, Michael, big Crouchy, thanks for jumping on, mate. Hope all is well. Yeah, all is good here. You're off to Sydney for Jamboree, racing your car. Mate, good luck. I hope you do snag that win. I'll cross my fingers for you. Good luck, mate, and be safe as well. That's awesome. I hope you also... I think I saw your comment. I've been really behind on Instagram and all that because I had no power, and I could only check it occasionally when I was out. Had no reception, no Wi-Fi, nothing. So, so hopefully you're all good at your place as well. I think you said you were good. Gambaya World, we were there in December. Awesome when they have the water park open. Yeah, I same here. Like when the water park's open, best time to visit. It's much better. So that's just my opinion, and obviously yours too. So, check it out when it's all open. Any thoughts on the theming for Fright Nights this year? Look, I hope we see something different. I can only but hope. New mazes. I'm hoping for a different kind of theme or something. They will do something different, obviously, but I think they'll blueprint a lot of the stuff again. So I'm just we'll keep an eye on it. As usual, though. I'll be there. Checking it out. So unless I'm overseas or somewhere at the time, you never know. But yeah, I just hope I hope to bring back some more classics, like the Friday the 13th and like Halloween. Like I love the classics. To me, they're scarier anyway, but we'll see. They pay more money for that stuff though. That's no problem. We shall see. All right. So, hey Dane, I'm still dizzy from Aussie World. Yeah. So yeah, Aussie World. I'll talk about that in a second. It feels weird how we haven't had a natural disaster for so long, but first we've had a tornado, and then we just had a cyclone. Yeah, I know it's pretty crazy, isn't it? Really? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're staying at SeaWorld Resort again and doing all the Halloween events. That's cool. Yeah, definitely. Um, definitely worth doing all the events. Any updates on what's happening in the Doomsday Destroyer area? Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Squishies. The Gremlins would be awesome or something from the 80s movie genre, but no, I haven't heard a thing at all, actually. So I don't even know if they know what's happening because they close it off, then they sort of reopen it again as it is. I don't know. It's which I was a bit disappointed with. I mean, I haven't had a chance to speak to. I got a couple of contacts there who are pretty high up in movie world or Village Roadshow, and I would like to have a chat with them. Actually, they've been overseas too, though. But just on the process, on the thought process behind reopening that, I kind of get it from probably a guest flow perspective, maybe. Having guests be able to walk around and see some of the theming in there, but some of it's been removed, and there's just no signage up there. If you're a first time visitor to Movie World, walking in there, you kind of go, "What's going on?" Is it something that's been built or being taken away? So I don't know. I just think a sign explaining, hey, we're going through some change. We're, redeveloping this area shortly. Pardon our stardust, I think they say at Disney or something like that when they're doing something like that. But I haven't heard what's happening at this time, so we'll have to have a look, and hopefully we shall find out soon. Jesse's saying, I saw the large containers for the claw heading northbound on the M1. Yeah. Northbound, you reckon? That's interesting. Well, it's probably, it could be going to the container wharfs and it could be getting shipped out overseas if it's going northbound. Well, because you'd think if it's going south, you'd think it would be going by road, not boat, but you never know, I suppose. Interesting. Unless it's going somewhere for refurbishing first, but could be international. Jesse, you're right. Could well be. Because initially I did hear international. Then I've also heard from a pretty reliable person, or very reliable person from the amusement industry, let's call it. They think it's going to another park in Australia. So, and they're usually pretty bang on. So, but again, we haven't heard from any of the parks saying, hey, this is where you can see the claw. Obviously, it'll probably be called something different, rethemed, I'd imagine. So, yeah. If one theme park in Queensland had to go, which one would it be? Had to go? Ooh, that's a really difficult question, actually, because like I kind of like them all for what they offer individually. So I don't know if I can even answer that question. Like, really, I mean, I every time I go there to each of the parks, I enjoy them. I don't know. I think if one had to go, what I would, instead of just having it gone, I would like to see maybe Disney come in and buy, say, Dream World and then redevelop that park, because it kind of has, it was kind of modeled off Disney back in the 80s anyway. So kind of the starting footprint might be good or okay to use, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Then again, I think they would probably start from scratch. I would say it's all done their way, We shall see, but it's a hard question to answer. Knowing that Alfred may have delayed a few things, but is there any dates on the reopening of Scooby-Doo ride? No, nothing's been announced. We're kind of hoping June, July school holidays, but potentially then they would align it to a school holiday. So if it's not June, July, it'll be September, October. Then if it's not then, it'll probably be December. So back half of this year, definitely back half of this year, mid-year onwards. As soon as they'll announce it straight away. Like, I mean, well, as soon as they announce it, we'll obviously, I will repost that one because that's exciting news about a new attraction. An existing attraction reopening again that we've all want to ride and haven't ridden it for now coming up to 3 years. So can't wait. All right. LeBron James or Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan. Absolutely. I got quite a few pairs of Air Jordans. I'm a bit of a Jordan fan. More my era, I suppose. Jaggs needs a sponsor to pay for an Epic Universe series of videos. Well, yeah, absolutely. I'll be happy to say this video is sponsored by blah 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 company or whatever, and happy to do a spiel on the videos and promote them if they were going to sponsor me over there. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. But anyway, if it was to happen, that would be cool. That would be cool. If you know someone, let them know. Nah, it's cool. Squishy's Family Fun. Credit to you coordinating your channel with family, full-time work, and life in general. Thanks, mate. Yeah, look, it's a strong passion, right? It's always been a strong passion of mine. Look, my family, we're all into this. So, quite often they'll be at the parks with me as well. Not every single time I go, but a lot. We attend a lot of events together. My wife and my daughter will actually do some of my Instagram stuff as well. So, which is really cool. It's funny because when if you think about social media content people, right? You've got YouTubers, you've got Instagram people, you've got TikTokers. Okay, but I'm predominantly a YouTuber for what my content is predominantly on YouTube. So essentially I'm a YouTuber. But I also have to be on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook because people on those platforms see stuff and go, "Oh, what's this?" And then it drives them to my YouTube channel. And that's the thing. I'm not strong on. I mean, I'm pretty regular on Instagram, like daily. I think I might have missed a day just in the last couple of days, but I had no access to it for a bit. But TikTok is massive. You can gain huge followings on TikTok, but I can't that's not where I want to focus and put my time and effort into because I enjoy making little videos for people and like as in on YouTube, you can sit back and you can get information. You can see what things are like and all that kind of stuff. But I've still got to put stuff on those ones. I just don't do it as frequently as I can, but it is a challenge. I'm time poor, so I can only do so many videos a week. I can only put so much into this. I try and do stuff at night time. I schedule Instagram stuff at night because I work full time, like you just mentioned. I can't do stuff during the day, so I schedule stuff to drop. I'm very fortunate to have some very kind followers who are able to get to the theme parks. Not every day, but every few days, and they'll also send me photos and sometimes a few little quick videos and things, and I always tag them. They've given me permission to use everything they send me. So, and in return, I've done things for them as well. I've given them merch, a few other things to help them out as well. So, because I really appreciate it, they're contributing as well. So, yeah, I'm very fortunate from that respect. So that helps, keeps everyone informed between the videos. So during the week, I will drop a lot of like Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. It's jaggsjourneysgc, because I drop a lot of stuff. I also post a lot of stuff from trips away and things like that. Just bits of stuff to just mix it up a bit. So it's not just always the same stuff, the same parks, the same. But try and mix it up a bit during the week. Just to make it a bit different, I guess. Hopefully you guys like that stuff. So I'll keep doing that obviously as well. But yeah, it's certainly a commitment, which I am committed to. But yeah, it gets challenging balancing it. Yeah, obviously, I mean, I actually love my full time job. I actually do, a new one, so that I got a year ago. But ultimately, one day, if I could do this full time, that would be the dream where I could actually do more and do this full time. That's the dream, but it has to be self funding. At the moment, it's way not self funding. So maybe one day I might get to that point. But for now, it's my hobby, and I enjoy it, and I try to keep it as consistent as possible, so you guys get some kind of information and entertainment, and some live streams as well. So hopefully you enjoy it. So thanks for sticking by me. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. I've skipped a few here. Have I been to Jamboree Action Park? Not yet. It's on my list. Definitely. Jonathan's going to Dreamworld Night Markets on the 5th of April. Can't wait. Would you be there? Or Riley? Well, I don't think Riley goes down too often because he lives way up in Brisbane. But sometimes he does. Depends on what his movements are. So I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know that far out. Sorry, what I do. I'm not too sure. Could be. What's your most funny experience? What, at the parks? Funny experience at the parks. Oh, geez, I'd have to think about that one. I don't really know. Top of my head, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'm not sure. I see a lot of stuff every day. I'm at the parks, different things. So, what have we got here? Would you love to cover the big pineapple? Would love you to cover big pineapple and big banana? Yeah, big banana is on the list as well. I have actually covered the big pineapple. There's nothing there, so but if you scroll back a couple of years ago now, I got quite a few Sunshine Coast attractions because there's lots of smaller attractions up there. Ginger Factory, there's like a medieval castle. There's the big pineapple, but big pineapple used to be quite a major attraction back in probably the 80s. And in those days, it was like great place to go. You'd be tram tours, you'd have big shop and food and everything. It's just really just now it's been refurbished, but it's just there. It's just it's just there. But unfortunately, there's not much to it. I don't think so. Yeah, we'll see. 90th anniversary of DC Comics this year. I did see that. Yeah, so Movie World would normally always align something with those kind of events. So when I worked there years ago, there was always, I think I was there for the 80th actually when they did the 80th. So they'll have merch, they'll have something going on for that. So definitely something to look out for. I'm sure they've got some plan for that. No doubt that'll be around Heroes and Villains or something. PS would also love to be sponsored to go to Epic Universe. Wouldn't we all? Yeah, we would. Absolutely. It's good a dream world to add back 7 days. Yeah, definitely really good. Let's see if the other parks follow suit. We shall see. They couldn't cut the claw up into shipping container size pieces unless it really had to go into a shipping container. I think if it was staying in Australia, it would be loaded on the back of a semi. Probably rightly. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it would be because you're right. Why cut it if it wasn't going to? If it's containers, it's going on a ship. Let's face it. So probably more and more likely that it's going overseas. Maybe it's going to Rainbow. No, it won't go to Rainbow's End. They've already got that kind of a ride there. I really find the tips and tricks, little shorts you put out to be helpful. If you get more of those, cool. No worries. I will look. Yeah, I did start a whole series on that, and then I sort of got there's not much more to add to it. So anyway, cool. In relation to your first message, we need a B and M here in Australia. I know, yeah, we do, don't we? It's taking too long. Well, definitely, you never know. And an RMC, yeah, you're right. I know that was a comment, a couple of comments through with Rick's and that, but yeah, you're right. I agree with that for sure. We do. Kudos to your family. We still have a young family, so only have a small YouTube family, and also have similar constraints, but enjoy sharing our adventures. Also, as always, love supporting your channel. Muchly appreciated. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you guys. 5th of April isn't night markets. It's a special event. Oh, okay. Ramadan at Dreamworld. Oh, they have that event. Yeah, Ramadan. $35 a ticket. It's not night markets. Whoever commented about night markets. Oh, yeah. So, okay. Well, thanks for letting us know that that's the Ramadan. I've done that event I think it was last year, actually. I probably wouldn't do another one, to be honest. It was just really mainly for the Indian culture people. I mean, I thought, okay, I'm going to go and experience this, but it was almost like I was gate crashing a function of theirs. I felt like I shouldn't have been there, kind of thing, almost. But because they do hire the park out and they do sell the tickets for their event, so it's really for. I mean, it's open to anyone. It is, and I love different cultures and experiencing different things. Like the one at Movie World, which is multicultural, I really enjoyed that. Actually, I did a video on that, and I loved it. It was so good. I just wish they would have had more foods from the culture, different cultures. They had a few, but it wasn't really as much as I thought I would have gone around and gone. Oh, I have a little bit of from this country, this to try. It was very limited. And what I had at Ramadan for that Indian one, I mean, it was outside trucks they brought in, and I can't remember. I think I might have had a butter chicken or something, but it was quite oily, and it did actually make me feel quite crook the next day. So and that was the only different thing I ate. So yeah, overall, I wasn't like, oh, I may not go back to that. To be, I don't know, but they're packed. They're really packed events. They're very packed. Big Pineapple is slowly rebuilding to its former glory. Really? Okay. Well, that's interesting to see. That's cool. I hope it does. I hope it does. I'm doing a California trip in May, going to Universal Disney and Knott's Berry Farm. It's very expensive at the moment for anything in America, especially Disney tickets. Yes, correct. Well, I hope you enjoy that trip. Sounds exciting. Sounds very exciting. And it sounds like a trip I did not last year, a couple of years ago. Probably just before I started YouTubing, I did pretty much that exact trip. And other stuff too. Awesome. I love California. Okay, sorry, I think I skipped. Oh no, there we go. Kaz Johnson says, "Hey Jaggs, my family and I love you. Thank you. I appreciate that. We love how you take the time out talking to us all and doing your best to answer everyone's comments. Thanks for all the information you send out. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's why I do these, honestly, because like I do get stopped a lot in the parks, and I enjoy talking to people. Anyone who takes the time to watch my content and support the channel, I always stop and take the time to have a chat and have photos and all that kind of thing. So there's a lot of people that can't get to the parks and all that kind of things. So that's why I do these, because I think we've got like 32 people on at the moment. Sometimes it goes up to 50 or 60. Sometimes it then drops back, and that's cool. People jump on, they jump off. But yeah, that's what this is sort of all about. It's just about engagement and connecting to people that support me and what I do. So I'm glad you enjoy it, and I appreciate your support too. Thank you so much. Squishies again. They need to reopen the Big Pineapple tours. Yeah, that's the thing. The tours was the good thing, right? Yep, I did that in the 80s as well. It's a slight disappointment to be able to not to share that with your kids. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? And I think they had a train as well as the tram. And then you went up to that big restaurant. And they had all those pineapple desserts and ice creams and stuff. I remember that was like amazing. It was so good. So yeah. Sean saying, what are these night markets? So Dream World has every Friday and Saturday night from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. They have night food markets. They're street food markets. They bring in all the food trucks. They have entertainment. Sometimes they have additional events on inclusions added as well. To that, if they have something like one of their park events on, the night markets are cancelled on those nights. It's $2 to get in if you're not a pass holder. It's free if you are a pass holder. There's a couple of rides open. If you're not a pass holder, you pay $10, I think, to ride, or $15 it might be, or then maybe there's a combo for like 10. It's usually the Dodgems, the Dreamworld Flyer, and I think the Treehouse or something like that might be open. Sometimes they have the theater open if the sport's on, or they'll have maybe wrestling going on. Sometimes that's a separate ticketed event. But I went a few weeks back. They had the Kiss tribute band there, who are absolutely amazing, and it was packed out. Everyone loved it. So cool things like that. So always follow the Dreamworld Night Market on Facebook. That's where you'll see all the upcoming events, what they got planned. And there's always different food trucks. Some the same that keep going there. One of the Yumpling Dumplings is definitely one of my favorite, and the kebabs as well. The pied and kebabs, beautiful. So, yeah. And then there's other ones that just seem to filter through as well. Native Flavors is another one I like too. If you like a hangi, they do awesome food there too. But check them all out. They change out. The Bubbo desserts also, by the way, is amazing. So, but yeah, it's night food markets essentially. Thoughts of jumping on a Disney cruise? Yeah, it's crossed my mind. It's just the dollars, and I'm thinking if I'm spending that money on a cruise, I could almost fly to the park and experience a park for the same money, right? So, but then a cruise is different. I get it. It's just, we don't earn a lot of money, so it's like everyone's on a budget. Everyone's got increased living expenses and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, YouTube pays a little bit of money. The Buy Me a Coffees, I get a lot of people that support me in that. All that does go towards supporting the channel as well. Mainly just so I can keep buying theme park tickets. Anything I like, meals I eat and review on for the channel, all that kind of thing. And if I do travel somewhere, that assists with that too. So, but even with that, it's it still gets tough. But yeah, I'd actually love to do a Disney cruise. I really would. I swear, why is there not a Godzilla versus Kong ride? That would be cool. Absolutely, that would be really cool. Actually, that would be really cool. Yeah. A boomerang coaster. Yeah. Well, they did just open a boomerang. Was the Wizard of Oz Kansas Twister. So, but yeah, having a different theme one like that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That would be so cool. Has there been a time where you go to theme parks and you have ever had the chance to go behind the scenes because you're the kind of guy that supports the theme parks? Yeah, actually. So before Jungle Rush opened, I was invited in to do a behind the scenes to look like a sneak peek, I guess. Same with when Steel Taipan before that opened. I got to look at all the maintenance, but it's all on video. If you want to go back and have a look. With Jungle Rush, I got to go right up into where the coaster is inside. I even walked up the track, right up to the turntable, the inclined turntable, just before opening, which was really cool. So I did used to also work at Movie World about 7 years ago, and I was there for probably like 11 years. So I've pretty much been everywhere back a house around Movie World that you could dream of, and pretty much all the attractions over the years as well, with like training for safety and that kind of thing. So sometimes they don't allow filming behind, for various reasons. So I'd love for them to reach out to, for that. But again, it's more like park policies. So they'd have to probably put something together like as an actual back of house tour, like they used to do, that you'd pay like $300 to do it. So we'll see. They might do something like that again. I have mentioned it to a couple of people there. They should bring it back. And I think there is a thought process about, okay, yes, I think before they get to that point, though, they need to sort out what's going on with Doomsday and maybe a new version of the stunt show, maybe just to really freshen the park up for the guests, for the general guests, because not everyone's going to pay $300 for a behind the scenes tour. Do you prefer Disney World or Disneyland? I've actually never been to Disney World. I've only been to Disneyland. So I'm a big fan of the originals, and I think that's a pretty special park. I would love to go to Disney World, obviously, just never been able to get there. So, yeah, again, it's on the list, but yeah, one day for sure. Maybe we'll used to do a tour. The tram. Yeah, in the early days. Excuse me. Movie World did used to do a back of house tram tour. And he went through the studios, went past some costumes, went to a couple of sound stages, I think, and then it parked up to where Superman is now. There was the bar from the Delinquents movie there, where they chose who is going to participate in the sound stages. Then you went into the first one where they showed you how Superman flies, and then on the ledge of the building. Then they had the Lethal Weapon sound stage as well, with members from the audience doing all the sound effects and the Foley stage. And then they had the Memphis Belle sound stage. And again, someone got chosen. I've been lucky enough over those years from several visits as a guest. I've actually done all of those as a guest. Pretty cool. And it's pretty exciting in those days to do that. So yeah, that's the kind of, and the thing is, and you can find this on YouTube, by the way. If you find originally, I can't remember what it's called, but just search Movie World, maybe opening, or Movie World, Gold Coast 1990s or something like that. There's a really good video there. It goes for maybe an hour or 45 minutes maybe. And it's when it opened, and I tell you what, with the River Ride and the Gremlins Ride, the Western Show, and that the tram tour, it was a mini Universal Studios. It really lost its identity over the years and became just a thrill park, and then it just became like a DC park. No, and I get it. Things changed. International market went away. They had to go more local, domestic, outside impacts, all that kind of thing. But yeah, I just think, yeah, it lost its identity a little bit, and it kind of has its identity now. But I still think they need to get back and go, what is Movie World? Is it Hollywood on the Gold Coast? Does it represent that? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does partly. Maybe they need to rethink or reimagine what the future of that park should represent, maybe. But yeah, the early days was the best. It really was. That video is awesome on YouTube. And the park supervisor that they sort of interview and they follow around, his name's James. I worked with him. Nice guy, real top bloke, actually. And he's featured in that video, as is John Menzies, who basically built Movie World. He was the old CEO of the early days. I also worked when he was there. Yeah, it's a really cool video if you find that one. Let me see. Again, apologies if I missed any comments. Just write the comment again, and I'll try and get to you. I do have a few things I want to run through as well, as well as all your comments, and I'm trying to get through them. So, again, just feel free to post it again. What did it say? I think I've lost. Here we go. So he's met a few famous people. Yeah, I've mentioned that before. Yep. He's always happy to remind everyone. Yeah. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but Taylor Swift. Yep. Taylor Swift was one of them. Yes, that was pretty cool. Like, when they bring the movie stars or music stars in, usually it's out of hours. So before the park opens early or after the park closes later at night. Taylor Swift was pretty cool because with her was Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They were all together, and her bodyguards had guns on their hips. and I was brought into, and actually I brought in one of my staff as well early one morning, because where Superman, where you exit, used to be the actual retail store, and we used to print the ride photos there, actually print them. So they rode the rides, they all came off, and then so Taylor and Blake Lively come up to the camera. So I was just chatting to them like, hey, well, how's the ride? And they're like, they loved it. And then I'm like, I'm sure there's bigger and better rides you've been on in America compared to this bit. And they're like, oh yeah, but this was still cool. So anyway, I printed out their photos. Security guard, their bodyguard, who had a gun, he said to me, as soon as you've printed them, you have to delete off your system, and I want to see you've deleted them off your system, because obviously they don't want photos of her going to the, I guess they don't want us selling the photos of Taylor Swift to the magazines or whatever. They'd pay probably megabucks for that. So I had to delete the photos, had to do the right thing, right? So I'd say that's fine. I was the operations manager for retail, so hence why I was brought in, to sort of control the situation, or just be overall, see that, make sure we just did it efficiently, got the photos printed. Then they went on Scooby Ride, they went on Batwing, and then I got the photos printed, and then they went to Paradise Country, and then I zipped up the back and found them and handed her all the photos. That was before they left. She went into Main Street and did a jump in front of the cinema, or in Main Street she did like a jump in the air. I think there's a photo floating around of that as well. But yeah, she was really nice, and that's the cool thing. Most of the people I've met there have been awesome. John Goodman, he was really cool. When they're filming Kong, had a few of the guys that was in the Straight Outta Compton movie. They were cool. I actually got a photo with those guys, but we weren't allowed photos with Taylor Swift at all. But then I found out later at the end, the marketing people walking them around, they got a photo with her at the end, of course, but we were not allowed to ask, so that's fine. But anyway, another story time. Kira, hey Kira, no, I didn't get any damage from the cyclone, just power outage for a week or 5 days. Fine. So I hope you're all good. Hope you didn't get any damage as well. I was Warner Brothers Village Roadshow. I worked for 11 years over all the properties. Do you know when Scooby-Doo's opening? Hopefully June, July, but we're not sure. It hasn't been announced or officially announced. It could be September or later even. You mentioned before Freddy Krueger for Fright Nights. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Oh, I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I hope he doesn't attend. I love Freddy, but not live. Yeah. I know he's scary, and that's the point of Fright Nights, but he's too scary. Yeah, look, that is, you're right. But that would be cool. Let's see what else we got. The Movie World Tour was good in the day. Memphis Belle, yeah, it was really cool. It was awesome. It was cool being up in the simulator as well. Being part of that was pretty cool. Stuff Grubs, thanks for jumping on, by the way. Do you have any idea when Scooby? I think we just mentioned that. Not officially, no. Makes me. What do we got? It seems they do have identity crisis. Yeah, the parks. They do a little bit, I think. It needs to be reset. I think is the word. Stuff Grubs says that he needs to see merch that says "I harassed Jaggs." That's funny. Anything new at Movie World? Yeah, it'd be good to see a new parade, a new overlay to the stunt show, and something to replace Doomsday for sure. It will definitely bring people back for sure. By luck, I ended up at Movie World the week it opened. That's pretty cool. Original tour, Looney Tunes ride, Gremlins ride, Maverick Magic Show. Yeah, well, that was just the best, wasn't it? It was absolutely the best. I would think I was there the year after it opened. So good. Australia makes its now's the time that Australia makes its landmark for a theme park, especially the way the world is these days. When Where's the storytelling? Yeah, you're right. There needs to be more of that. Absolutely. Xander, thank you very much for the diamond chat, or the super chat there. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that support, and it's very kind of you. So thank you, Xander Campbell, for that. Thanks for supporting. I really appreciate it. How do you get a job at Fright Nights as an actor? They actually advertise online. I think it's on Seek, but if you go to Village Roadshow Theme Parks website, their careers tab, that's where they have the seasonal jobs as well, and that included the scare actors as well. I would say around August. I mean, maybe July, August. Start watching from then. Actually, July, I think it is, because they start, because the first Fright Nights is usually at the end of September or mid-September or end of September, I think it is. So, or something like that. I think the very last week of September through October. So they would need to be hiring and training and all that, like July, August. Definitely by August anyway. How'd you go on the Cyclone? All good here. Just bunkered down like everyone else, secured everything outside, and hope for the best. Lost power for 5 days. No internet, no phone as well. So only got that all back last night. So being kind of relatively disconnected for a while. But I knew the power would go out when the cyclone hit. So I scheduled that Waterworld video to drop on the Sunday. So I had something to release because I knew we wouldn't have had power, and I was bang on right with that. So, yeah. Stuff Grubs, thank you very much. From Xander. Thank you. Like, that's very appreciated and very kind, very, very kind. And I really appreciate that very, very much. That's very kind. And I appreciate your support. And you've been supporting for a while. So thank you again. It's very kind and very appreciated. And it's same with the Buy Me a Coffees. I've got many people that are regularly doing that as well. We will be starting memberships soon as well. I'm just trying to work out what we can do for that for you guys. So we want to make sure that there's some value there, that you actually get something for the memberships, which is important. So and I have to be able to definitely deliver upon that, given how sort of busy I am. So it's coming soon. But anyway, thank you so much. I really, 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 really do appreciate. He's going to do all the dishes. Okay, that's good. Well, thank you, and hope he does a good job of the dishes. That's awesome. That's so cool. But thank you again. Squishies. Where are we? Yeah, I think Jungle Rush definitely has set the bar. I think definitely you're right. Jungle Rush has set the bar on theming for sure. No update on the hotel for Movie World as yet. It's gone dead quiet, so we'll wait and see, and hopefully we'll see something soon. I know you mainly do theme parks. Any thoughts of covering other events such as Rocket Man in concert and other Queensland events? Yeah, look, my channel is theme parks, attractions, and events. Theme parks predominantly, but there are other attractions on there. If you go back, scroll through, you'll see heaps of different attraction videos and other things too. It's really hard filming like a concert, like even like we were just talking about the Waterworld show I watched before. I know because I got seated in the place that I was told to sit, so I didn't have the best seats in the house to film a video. And it is what it is, and you can't move from that spot, so it's really tough. I like to move around and so to film like a show or something is not, to me, it's not great. But yeah, other events and things, yeah. There's more. Trust me, I got a lot of things on the plan, outside of theme parks, because theme parks, to be honest, there's only so much you can do, and it's just some of the content's just flooded, and you gotta think, well, how can I be different? So I'm constantly thinking about how can I be different. So that's what I'm trying to do for the next probably 12 months, is trying to think about ways to make the channel different. Don't want to keep reposting the same stuff everyone's reposting. That's why when everyone's reposting the parks are closed for the cyclone, I'm not posting that, because if you follow me, you probably follow the parks. You've probably already seen that email or that post. It's just another one to, fill up your feed. So, and I'm sure if you haven't seen it and someone messaged me and said, "Hey, is the parks open or closed?" I'd always reply back to you guys. If I don't reply straight away, obviously I work full time, but I always check everything at night, and I always will get back to you as well. What do you got here? I will go through a few things. I've got a few things to talk about, so I'm trying to get to your comments, but and then we'll go back to more comments as well. How is SeaWorld's Atlantis area currently? Anything you'd like added to it? I don't think there's space really. If anything, maybe some more theming, like maybe big trees or like forests, kind of like more. I don't know. It's just the original artwork. It looked more like a land with trees and volcano type things, but didn't sort of look like that when the finished product. So maybe heading back to more what the artist impression looked like. Not that that's ever always perfect, of course, but yeah, that's what I'd probably like to see there. It'd be cool to maybe add another attraction in there for sure, but I just maybe they have to take out that big piece in front of the big statue and put an attraction there. Maybe they'd have to redevelop that space. There's probably space there to do something smaller. What, I don't know, but maybe there is. Although SeaWorld, a lot of if you go back to aerial photos of SeaWorld from the years ago, and because when I worked there, up in the admin building in the hallway, there's these big massive photographs of, I think it's might be every couple of years or maybe every 5 years or something of an aerial photograph of SeaWorld, and you see it change, and they've reclaimed a lot of there's a lot of water in there. Now it's like mostly land. So like they've reclaimed a lot, and like it's all man-made stuff, obviously. And it's funny seeing all the old rides in there, the corkscrew coaster and the Bermuda Triangle, and then obviously then the next year you see it flat just with like dirt because it's being flattened, and then the next year you see the next photo you see the new attraction, all that, and you see more land that's gone in. So they probably can do more, possibly with reclaiming some of the more waterways in there, or I don't know if there's much left to do though, but there is still space to do stuff there. But anyway, we'll see what they do. Claire's saying the Luna Park Mouse Coaster is opening on the 14th of March. Yep, I know. I got the notification a couple of weeks ago, actually. 2 days' time. Look, I've been on that mouse coaster a few times. It's pretty cool because it's so nostalgic. I can barely fit in the cars. They're pretty small, but it's pretty cool. And the fact they've retracted all, it'd be cool to ride it again. I'm not racing down there because it's reopening. I mean, it's not like new, you know what I mean? So, but I would like to get back to Luna Park again, and maybe this year, and I'll definitely re-ride it again, obviously, because it's a cool little ride, nostalgia as well. But yeah, that's reopening again on the 14th, so that's cool. To add that back to the park, which is really cool. What do we got there? Thanks again, Xander, by the way. Yeah, for the and Stuff Grubs for the super chat. It's all your pocket money gone. More dishes. Justin, hey, new subscriber. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the live. We'll do these every second Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Queensland time. We chat theme parks. We chat your comments, events, anything that's happening around, not just Gold Coast, but Australia, or also if you want to talk about, hey, anything around the international parks. I try and keep up to date with most things that's happening around the world as well, like with Epic Universe and any of the other parks, Asia parks. Where possible. I'm a time poor person, but I do try to keep up with those things as much as I can because I'm interested in it all, and enthusiast for theme parks. So always happy to, either hear your opinion on something, or you might ask a question. I may know the answer. I may not know the answer. Someone on here might know the answer. So that's a good thing about this. There's also some people on here also know a lot about theme parks, because we're all interested in all that stuff too. So Park Pulse, I listened to the podcast about your sunny coasting event. It sounded awesome. Glad you just had a good time. Yes, it was. It's the next thing I want to have a chat about. How long till the parks are back open? They are back open now. It's all good. All safe and sound. So they're all cool. Okay, I got here. Okay, I got Xander. There's another one there. So thank you very much for the extra super chat. Actually, is that 2 more? Another one as well. That's all your pocket money. Thank you again. Very kind, very generous. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I really, really do appreciate it, Xander. So thank you all for the super chat there. It is greatly appreciated. I really, really do appreciate it. Very kind of you. Yes, it covers theme parks around the world. Yeah, I hope to do more around the world. If you guys are keen for that content, then yes, we'll try our best to get overseas and get some content out there as well. I do enjoy doing different content for not just these parks, because it can get very stale. So it's always good doing other new stuff that I haven't seen before or been to for a long time as well. What do you think the best job to get at Movie World? The best job to get depends if you're thinking of the pay scale. If you want a high-paying job, you'd probably want to be an accountant or something behind the scenes. But because there's back-of-house jobs, there's front-of-house jobs. Front of house, there's front gate. You're the first people that the guests see on the way in. Then, of course, there's retail and food and beverage. And then there's the performers. Then there's the ride operations stuff. And ride operations is pretty cool, but it's pretty intense. The training they got to go through is pretty intense, because they're operating heavy machinery and dealing with people's lives and safety. So they go through a massive amount of training. It's stressful. It's actually pretty stressful. So you got to be a pretty if you're a real switched on, diligent person, then probably a ride ops is a great one to do. And you got to know, if you can take control of situations and that kind of thing. But if you're not really like that, probably. I was in charge of as a retail operations manager, and looking after the retail stores for a while. I worked in the food and retail as well. You're customer facing. You're dealing with the guests up front. I enjoy that. And also merchandise is fun as well. So, but again, like anything, it's a job. You still got to make sure you fill the shelves, make sure you size the clothing, make sure everything is ticketed and priced, cleaning has to be done, facing up, tidying the store, picking up stuff, taking care of spillages, vomits, whatever, it happens. Dealing with angry people, where they get angry when it gets hot, when it gets really busy, when there's queues, it's not always fun. Let me tell you. But yeah, I enjoyed the time I did work there. I love theme parks, so I enjoyed it. Probably enjoy it probably more as a guest now. But it's good to know a bit of the inside stuff as well, because I can appreciate what goes into putting things like events on and that kind of thing. So much work goes into those. But yeah, look, food and retail is always a good job at dealing with the guests, and the small things you can do as well. Like we used to see like a kid that go and buy an ice cream, to take the first lick, and then the ice cream's on the concrete, right? You've seen it probably happen before. The whole scoop bang on the ground. We even basically you see that happen, you say, hey, let me go and get you another ice cream. If they walk out and they drop, like I've seen, they walk out with a snow globe. Oh, look at this. And they drop it, smash. It's their fault, right? Because they dropped it and smashed it. It's not our fault, but part of the experience. Hey, let me grab you another one of those. So it's just the little things that you do that makes their day. And that's the thing. Same thing when they spill their popcorn and they've just bought it, grab another popcorn, just those sorts of things. So when you can do stuff for the guests, it just adds to the experience for their day. So I think that's rewarding. I think it's good. All right. Now, Squishy's family fun. Most parents are torn with the holidays when booking for the Gold Coast, trying to reminisce their childhood, recreating memories of the theme parks and iconic rides like Wild West Falls and new experiences. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, I've been there 100%. 100%. I like the Aussie World video you did behind the scenes, the scare actors in the maze. Yeah, it was fun. We're going to talk about that now. I'm just trying to catch up the comments before I talk about. I keep getting way more comments, and way more keeps coming through, which I appreciate. Let me Squishy's family fun saying, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, absolutely. If you're watching my videos, it's a good point. If you're watching Jaggs Journeys and you like the videos and you enjoy them, please subscribe, because actually, and it's not just me, this is a common YouTube thing. Out of all your viewers that watch your videos, only about 20% of your viewers are actually subscribed to the channel. And I get it. I watch lots of different channels from all around the world. I'm not necessarily subscribed to them all, but then again, I think if I enjoyed it and I want to watch another video, why shouldn't I? It's free to cost. It doesn't cost anything, right? Just subscribe. It helps a lot. It helps out a lot, and it absolutely does, because more subscribers means you're naturally going to get more views, which is going to help grow the channel, which is then going to help me do more, so I can put more videos out. So yeah, please subscribe. It's free, and hopefully you'll enjoy the content and keep enjoying the content. But I've got a lot of people on here that have been following me from the start. It's like 5, maybe 6 years now. So if they're still subscribed, they must like the channel. So probably a few have dropped off over the years, and that's okay too. But appreciated, very appreciated. I want to talk about the Aussie World. So it's been mentioned a few times. So I will come back to some comments. So story time. So obviously I do a podcast with Riley and Adrian, so AU Theme Park Fan and That's So Mid. So we're the Theme Park Cartel podcast. Comes out every second week on your favorite streaming platforms. And we do, if you haven't heard it, check us out. So give us a 5-star review, by the way, when you're there. Spotify, for example, you'll find it on there. The Theme Park Cartel podcast, we're called. And again, we talk about events, we talk about news, what's happening. I try and put a bit of humor into that where I can, because, when you're sitting there just listening, you need some kind of humor. But anyway, and then also we will Riley edit some of our video as well. So if you become a member of that through Patreon, you get the video version of the podcast as well, which is really cool. You get to see us 3 ugly mugs while we're recording, and then I think you get one extra like podcast as well if you're a Patreon member. So you can do that and support us with that. So what we did, what we're doing now is we've created cartel events. So I don't know how many we're gonna do every year, but there'll be several. So the very first event we did was at Aussie World. Now, how it worked was we put an event schedule together. We've reached out to Aussie World, spoke to the operations team, their management, and their event staff, and said, "This is what we want to do." And because we're enthusiasts, they kind of like, "Why do you want to do that?" Kind of thing. Like, what? We explained, this is what our followers and subscribers kind of want to do and would love to do. We would love to do it, and we know we can sell tickets to this. So the tickets were like $45 each. We only put that out to our Theme Park Cartel podcast listeners. It's just for them. However, if we didn't sell all our tickets, then we'd release it, and we hadn't quite sold them all, and we released it to out on our social medias, and then we sold them. So yeah, I think there's like 20 of us there, and good number, by the way. So yeah, if you haven't seen the video, please check it out because it's pretty cool. And Aussie World is an awesome theme park, by the way. It's a smaller regional park, but it's really cool. They got the scare maze there, Mayhem Maze, all year round scare maze, which is really cool. So we'd organize behind the scenes tour lights on, but then we also organize with the staff that run it to work to show us how they do the scares, where it's all done, what each room means, and where they can do the scares. Then they trained us. They put us into two groups, and some of us got to be we had turns scaring people walking through, and then switched over as well. So that whole thing went for about an hour, and this was before the park even opened to the public. So we got there really early, like 8:30, up at the Sunshine Coast. We arrived at 8:30 for a 9 o'clock start, and yeah, everyone that went, we got a like one of the those wristbands that you get when you go to an event. We had them printed, so they had the theme Park Cartel on the wristband. So it's all done properly. Again, this is an event that you pay for and then you experience. So the cost was $45, which included your whole day at Aussie World, and then we had oh, that's right. After we did that one, we did there's a ride there called the Wasp. So it's just one of the like a flat ride. They were doing some staff training for their staff simulating a power outage. So we got to go on the ride, start the ride, did the ride, and then they cut the power to the ride. So when the ride normally, when you're on the ride normally, it has a duration of so many minutes, and then the ride starts slowing down the ride, and then it comes to a stop. When the power gets cut, the ride has to stop on its own momentum, which means you're on that ride probably 3 times longer than you would normally be, which means we're all feeling pretty dizzy because it's a spinny ride by the end of that. But anyway, then they went around, did their safety thing, and unclipped us all and got us out and that kind of thing. So part of their training. So we got to do that as well. Again, that was just on park opening. We then also, what do we do then? We had like free time in the park, but then we all went to Bug Run and rode that ride together. Like it's a kids roller coaster, but it's called a takeover. So we rode that ride all together, which is really cool. I think we also then went back in through the Mayhem Maze, with the scare actors in there to experience it as they run it, which was really cool. A few of us went around, rode other rides together as well. Others went off and did a few things separately. We all pretty much had lunch together as well, which was cool. We had a Q&A after lunch with Alex, who's the ride engineer there, and Michael, who's the park operations manager. And that it was supposed to go for about 20 minutes. Went for like 45 minutes. We had really good engagement from the guys, like really good questions, about how they got into the theme park industry, their backgrounds, but also all about their roles and what they do at the park, what they do to start the day off. Questions like what's the best ride for parts or what have you, and just general, really genuine questions and good engagement. And they love that because they don't get that opportunity to talk about their roles often because they're just running the park and the guests are just experiencing the rides. But to have people like us that are enthusiasts that actually want to know stuff, like it's interesting for us because we're enthusiasts, and they love that as well. They actually they got a lot out of that themselves as we did. So that was really cool. And then what else did we do? I think we did a couple of rides again together. And then when the park closed at 4, we had complete use of the Dingo Racer spinning roller coaster for an hour after the park closed. So we could ride that ride as much as we wanted. No queue, just straight on. We could go on it by ourselves or with 4 or 3 or 2, whatever. It was so much fun. Everyone just absolutely loved that. Then, after we'd done that, we all went down to the Redback, which is a ride similar to Shockwave at Dreamworld, spinny thing that, but this one just goes like that. We got to walk down to there's a pit that goes under that ride, and we looked right up into the ride, all the wheel assembly, the axle, and all that, explained how it all worked and all that kind of thing and how it operates. Like, that's crazy. And then we went to the retro rocket ride, which is like a flat ride, but it's inside the building. It's another spinny ride. We went right underneath that ride and looked at all how that works under there. Again, Alex explained it all. And then we went into the building, and he turned the ride on, but not the ride itself, just all the visuals and the audio. Explained it all, and they've just recently redone all that, and it was just, wow, it was so cool. And to do all of that, as well as just enjoy the day there and the other rides and attractions, then afterwards, this one, not all could stay for this because some had to go. This wasn't mandatory or even part of the event, but out the front of Aussie World's the Banana Bender pub, big 3-story pub. It used to be the Edamoga pub back in the day. So we said, well, we've booked a table. Whoever wants to stay and have dinner, let's do it. So probably more than half of us were up there as well, having dinner as well. And just, we're all connecting. We'd met some of the people that attended before, others we hadn't. And it was just really, really cool. And I think everyone seemed to just had such a fun day and got so much out of that event. And the feedback was awesome. And we all had such a great fun day as well because it was different. And that's what we're doing. We're doing this is different. So this is for the Theme Park Cartel podcast supporters or listeners. And we'll be doing these events. We've already got the next one planned. We're in sort of talks and stages and costings and things. It'll be a more expensive one, but so we've got plenty of stuff planned. If we have an event like, say, at one of the local parks, again, it's going to be limited tickets, probably 20 to 30 tickets. That's it. And that's because we got to have it's special, and also to just control that many people all at once can be challenging. But we had no trouble with 20, and all really nice people, and really all just, it was all easy. It was really good. So the challenge is at the other parks, people that didn't pay for the ticket that just happened to be there on the same day, we can't have them hanging with us because these people have paid money. So we're organizing stuff that you can't do in park. So you have to have the wristband and be on the list to experience the stuff. So anyway, if it sounds exciting and stuff that you want to, things that you'd like to do or something you'd like to do, please, if you're not already, check out the podcast on Spotify or your favorite streaming platform, the Theme Park Cartel podcast. Every second week, usually on a Thursday or Friday, a new episode will be out. And that's where we've actually already announced that we're doing a second event. So, just check that out. And first in, first serve is all I can say. The feedback was amazing, and we want these all to be sellouts. We've already had people saying, I'll come up from New South Wales or Victoria for one of these events, which is amazing. So, and look, who's to say we might hold an event down in New South Wales or Victoria one time. I mean, that's a possibility as well. So, more people, different people might be able to attend as well. So anyway, if you haven't seen the video, the Aussie World one, check it out, because I filmed that one around the event. So what we did for the day, so you get to see it all and check it all out. So thanks everyone who actually attended that event as well. I know there's a couple on here that were there, and it was great that you could support us, and I know we all had a great time. We definitely had a great time as well. So, wanted to talk about that. We've talked about the Cyclone, which is, been and gone now, and thankfully everyone's okay. And it looks like minimal damage to most people, just power outages. We've all experienced that as well. So, And I do just want to touch on, now that the theme parks are reopened, on what is actually open. But we'll have a look at that in a second. I will get back to some comments now, because I know there's been more comments. And I just want to say a big shout out to Woodsy for the super chat there. Thank you so much. It was really nice to meet you guys too, by the way, at Dreamworld the other week. Thanks for saying hi. It was really cool to actually finally meet you as well. But thanks heaps for your ongoing support. Thank you very much. You're very kind, and I sincerely appreciate that ongoing support as well from everyone, as well. But thanks, Woodsy, and that's very kind. Thank you very much for the super chats there as well. Muchly appreciated. I think I missed one there. No, I didn't miss one. That's cool. So thanks again for that. I'll just try and catch a few more of your comments, guys. I'm conscious of the time as well. I know there's people on here in other states or other countries too. So getting a bit late for some people, and I appreciate you guys being on here. Keep in mind that I know everyone's got work or school or other things going on tomorrow as well. So Luke Starr says, "Hey Jaggs, love your work and dedication. A bit late, but your word on the weather events. What's the word on weather events and effects on tourism?" Yeah, so well, theme parks are reopened now. Some of the other tourist attractions around the Gold Coast can't reopen yet due to the nature of what they do in terms of if they're doing water sports or that kind of thing, right? So there's still a lot of debris in the ocean and the waterways. Still big cleanups going on. The beach has still got to be repaired. Some beaches will be back reopened from, believe tomorrow. So I think more so down the southern end of the coast, but they won't be quite back to how they were just yet. It'll be a few months. But I drove today pretty much all around the Gold Coast. But when I drove through Talabudra, that whole area is smashed, by the way, especially at the back end of Currumbin Valley. Bad, really bad. Still power lines down everywhere, trees down, blocked roads, businesses was closed down, no power. It's really bad. But the beach, like Talabudra Tourist Park, got smashed. They're closed. But there were, again, people working there to get it right. They'll be reopening again before no time, right? And that little Talabudra Creek there, that beach is always packed there. There's big machinery there trying to get that beach right again. Like, it's all happening, like, straight away. They're onto it right away. The water's still brown and murky, and there's still debris in the water, though. So probably not safe to swim yet or surf even, probably yet. Just for your own safety. Plus, also, there's been a few sharks that have been that have come right into the right up into the waterways. I'm talking like tiger sharks and that. So you always get like the bull sharks or the little sharks, but there's been a couple of big ones. So it's not quite safe just yet. They'll go back out probably the next day or two, probably. But look, the Gold Coast was heavily impacted, more than Brisbane. Like, there's pockets of Brisbane that were pretty bad and were flooding particularly too. I think most of the damage seemed to be down here, but more the southern end, I think, more so. Traffic lights on Monday, there was hardly a set working anywhere on the coast, hardly, and there was still flooding everywhere. But today, there's still sets out. I've gone today, and there's even tonight before this, still traffic lights out. Again, probably within 2 weeks' time, all the traffic lights, all the people's power and everything will be back on. Things are being worked around the clock. Councils are out cleaning up, like cutting branches. So many people. Like, it's incredible. The Gold Coast is the tourism hub, right? So they got to get it right. They got to get it right fast. Trust me, there's massive resources being poured in. And I know the Gold Coast Mayor, Tom Tate, he's very passionate and, again, dedicated to the turnover, to getting everything ASAP. There's some events coming up that he wants to continue to go ahead as well. He doesn't want to put them off. So I think, just it might be a little bit of, not quite the same-ish for a little bit, but pretty quickly. So we'll be all good. We'll be all good. Be good if they had a Five Nights at Freddy's maze. Yes, Five Nights at Freddy. Yes, I love that movie. And because it's so like iconic with how like those restaurants in America is it what are they called? Is it something Freddy's, isn't it? I can't remember what it is. I haven't been to one, but whatever it's based off anyway. Chuck E. Cheese, actually, sorry, I think it is. The animatronic characters in that. Again, big sort of 80s, 90s, probably more 90s, 80s, 90s stuff. Scary, though, that movie, they'll start coming alive in that, right? That would be cool. That would be cool. Maybe they should do that. That'd be awesome. Currumbin Zoo is a bit boring, but Australia Zoo is better. I haven't done a Currumbin video for quite a while. It's like I love Currumbin Sanctuary. It's a really, really nice park. They have a lot. They've poured a lot of money into that joint too, by the way, and they've really, it's really looking good. The tough thing for me, I like to show things that are kind of exciting, or I mean, it's fun and it is exciting going there, but it's not. To me, it's got to translate that into the video. It's more of a walkthrough and seeing the animals and experiencing it. Like, I love going there. You can even go. Did you know you can even go there? Like, so, please go over there and pay for a ticket to go in and enjoy Currumbin. It is an awesome park, and you will enjoy it. It is great. But you can actually go in to the first part of Currumbin where the cafe is. You can eat at the cafe, get a coffee, but then outside there's like a courtyard. There's a retail store you can go into, but there's a big courtyard, and they feed the lorikeets there every, I think it's in the afternoons. And you can do that for free. Thousands of lorikeets, or maybe not thousands, maybe hundreds of lorikeets come in, and they have the plates of like the honey and that, and you can be there and doesn't cost you a cent. You can go in and experience that. It's pretty cool, right? So they do some cool stuff there. Aussie Zoos is definitely a bit more. Look, it's full on. It's a lot bigger. It's got more attraction type things to see, and that I have done Australia Zoo video. You can check that out on the channel as well. So yeah, they're just two different parks, and I think one Currumbin's, it's for my style of videos. It's a hard one to make it kind of very exciting, because it's an enjoyable park to visit. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, theme parks, attractions, events, and it's more of a to me, it's more of a relaxed time. It's you're in the environment, nature, animals. They have shows, they have the bird shows and things there. Like, I love going there, but yeah, I probably should do another video there. I mean, why not, right? But yeah, I probably think of what's happening more like from a excitement perspective. I'm not trying to downplay Currumbin, but I do like the park. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. What else we got there? Everything's open tomorrow. Yep, everything's open. Oh, okay. Have you checked the app? I was going to quickly check the app, but hopefully everything's open unless it's on maintenance. Like, I know Superman at Movie World is still down. Hey, Chris Erickson, thanks for jumping on, mate. Supernova coming back Gold Coast. Yes, April. Yes, I'm going. I'm always there. If you see me there, because when I'm there, I'm filming. I got my blinkers on. I walk past people I know there, and they go, "Why didn't you say hi?" I'm like, "I didn't see you." So you got to stop me, and I'll say hi. Luke's does got to postpone their trip to the Goldie, and that's unfortunate. It's only postponed. That's all right. I didn't used to work with Taylor Swift. I've served her. Squishy's Family Fun. Boo's woken up. What's my favorite Funko Pop? It's probably I've got quite a few, to be honest, to favorites. But I've got quite a lot of the music collection, like music ones, and I do like the ones that are like the album cover ones. So I've got like Notorious B.I.G. It's pretty good. I've also got the Ice Cube in the Impala no, I would have loved. He was in the Gold Coast during the cyclone, staying at the was it called the Jewel? No, yeah, it's called the Jewel, but the name of the hotel escapes me at the moment. But he was staying there. If I had have been able to somehow see him, I would have got him to autograph it. It would have been cool. So probably for me, it's probably my Ice Cube in the Impala pop, or maybe my Notorious B.I.G. or Snoop Dogg album cover. So do you know the ones I mean? It's like the full album cover, and then it's got the pop vinyl in there as well. So that would probably. I mean, I've been trying to get a if like Squishy's Family Fun, you'd probably know this cartoon character. I'm a big I was a kid in the 80s, right? So Hanna-Barbera was the cartoon. That's what you watched. So for me, I've got like a somewhere. I have to find it. Captain Caveman. Remember that show? Or Hong Kong Phooey? But I don't have a Hong Kong Phooey pop vinyl, but I want one. But apparently it got vaulted, so I don't think it's available anymore. But anyway, so yeah. Anyway, they're probably some of the favorites. Sending astronomical vibes to Goldie for the recovery efforts. We'll be up there once we get the time off. Thank you, and I'm sure you'll enjoy your time up here when you come back. Michael saying, did Taylor write a song on her album about you? She does about everyone else. Yeah, why didn't she? The guy that served me in the Superman shop. It's funny because at first, because Blake Lively was there, it was her and Blake Lively, and at first I didn't click that was Blake Lively until I started talking with her, and I'm like, oh my god, that's Blake Lively, yes, because that's why Ryan Reynolds is there, because they're married. Yeah, anyway, he wasn't very forthcoming to talk to. I don't know. He's probably a really nice guy, but we just remained professional, printed the photos, just chatted to them normal, and they chatted back normal, and yeah, it was good. How was your time with Greg's Kitchen? Yeah, it was awesome. He's such a good guy. I've followed him quite a few years now, actually, and it was really good to meet him as well. And yeah, we've sort of remained in contact a little bit. We've been sort of chatting on with each other. So he's a local as well, Gold Coast. He's actually there's a movie on Stan that was filmed in the Gold Coast called Good Cop, Bad Cop. And another friend of mine, Lachlan, he does the GCPD cosplay guy, the guys that do all the cosplay GCPD, and he's actually got the police car, and it was actually used in that movie. They actually took the decals off and put the police decals on for whatever theme country, it was Canada or somewhere. I think it was all filmed here in the Gold Coast and at the back somewhere of the hinterland. But anyway. Greg from Greg's Kitchen is in that movie as well. He's actually in that movie. So if you got that series, if you got Stan and you want to watch Good Cop, Bad Cop, and you know Greg from Greg's Kitchen, he's in there. He's in it. Trust me, he's in it. So yeah, cool guy. I'd like to do something with Greg's Kitchen. I'd like to actually get him into experience some theme park food, see what he thinks. But anyway, we chatting. I've probably missed a few comments, and again, apologies if I have. Just check it in again. I've just had a lot to get through. That's all. So I did miss a few there. Apologies if I missed your comment. Just check it in again. Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading a few here. So, okay. I found where I was at. And I get confused sometimes because I think some of you then have a comment on someone else's comment, and then you have a little conversation. Then I'm thinking you're talking to me, but you're conversating between yourselves, which is cool. But I'm trying to think, what are you asking me? I know I've got to go back and read. Oh, okay, I get it. But yeah, if I have missed something you wanted to specifically ask, please just put it in again, and I'll see it. It's all cool. And again, anytime, chuck me a message on Instagram, on Messenger, Instagram. I'll always reply to you, usually at night when I'm home from work. So, yeah, I just always take the time to read everyone as well. So, Kaz Johnson, thank you very much for subscribing. It's very appreciated. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the channel. We'll definitely always have weekly videos out and plenty on Instagram and to keep you updated in between. With more notice, I would have traveled up from Sydney to go to the Theme Park Cartel event. We'll keep my eye out for the next one. Ashiana Justin. Yeah, look, it was kind of a month. I think it was a month, maybe 3 weeks. No, it might have been a month, close to a month. But yeah, we will give the next one. Excuse me. We will give the next one about 3 months, 2 to 3 months. So essentially, we'll have the next one in maybe about 3 months to 4 months time, but we'll announce it and then have about 3 months there to give plenty of time. 100%. And again, we want to make sure it's value for money and it's worth coming for. If you're coming from Sydney, for example, we want you to enjoy the event and go, I really enjoyed, I got value out of spending the extra money and coming all the way up here for that event. So we've got to make sure that we deliver a great event. So we're working hard in the background at the moment to put this together. And again, what we've asked for and what they'll let us do is 2 different things sometimes. So we've got to kind of meet in the middle and try and make sure they're happy with what we're asking, and they can deliver upon that as well. Squishy's Family Fun, we appreciate your channel. Thank you very much. And for the lives and for the content, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys always jumping on and supporting as well. I really do. Hats off to Aussie World, especially the Banana Bender bar. Absolutely, they're great. I tell you, the team up there are amazing. They are really good. And I've been going to Aussie World for years. I've got quite a few Aussie World videos out. I've been there several times. They've always been very kind to me and appreciative of what I put out, promotes them as well. So, yeah, I've always had a good relationship with those guys, and we'll definitely, do more stuff with them as well. Anton, how you going, mate? Anton Benasic, please do a cartel event in October so I can come when I'm up there. Look, potentially that could be the next one around that time. After the one after the next. The only thing is we are conscious of what else is going on in terms of other events because, for example, October, there's a lot of Halloween stuff going on, and there's extra cost for people to go to those events as well. I mean, would people spend more and come to our event and a Halloween event? Maybe. But again, it becomes very expensive for people. And we're conscious of that, and kind of want to time things around maybe outside of those events. But again, we haven't fully discussed that yet. We will, and we'll come to an agreement, I guess. But then again, we won't know until we try as well. What else we got here? Park Pulse, thanks for the stream. Have a good week, you too. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work as well. Caitlin bought you some coffees. Thanks for the videos. Enjoy. Thank you so much. I will see them when I log back on afterwards as well. Let's see there. Looks like I've got a notification. Yes, there is one there. So, just to let you know. So on that, if that's the one that was for, well, thank you so much actually for that was very kind of you, very much very kind of you. It says on here someone bought you a coffee, so they may not have put their name in to that, and I just like to have a name so I can do the shout out. Unless you wanted to them to remain anonymous, but I'm sure not. So just what I'll do is when I reply to you, because whenever I get a coffee, I reply back and obviously thanking for the people for the coffees, like a personal thank you on the app, and then also then they get a shout out on the video on the next video. So if it comes up someone, then I'll say, oh, by the way, what was the name, so I can give you the shout out. So I will send that back after the live tonight. But thank you so much, very very kind and greatly appreciated again as well. Ruth, how you doing? Thank you for jumping on as well. Anton says, shout out to the crews getting the Gold Coast and surrounds back up and running for people to enjoy and help businesses get back on their feet and trading. Absolutely. You're not wrong. It's a massive effort going on right now. And yeah, it's really important to support the local businesses. A lot of them lost I think most of them lost milk, food, frozen foods, fresh foods, things that were in fridges and that because of power loss. Some had flooding as well. So, yeah, really important the locals get back and just support those local businesses as well if you can, because they need it. They really do need it. Unfortunately, some insurances don't cover what losses they've had, which is crazy, really, to think that. But from what I hear from a few business owners that I deal with, yeah, there's been a few challenges, I think, to get some of the insurances. So disappointing to hear that too. Australia Zoo is too corporate. Yeah, a little bit. You're right. A little bit, but still a great park. Still a great park. Sorry, I scrolled one click too far. Have you been inside the Pop Culture Funko Vault? Where is that? Where is that? Is that online? Are you talking about? Is that online, Anton, or is that? So I have been to the Funko shop in Hollywood. I have a video on that too, by the way, if you didn't know. So yeah, if that's just an online thing, I will have to check that out. Yeah. What's your thoughts on the claw relocation and gossip Gambier World? Maybe. Yeah, look, it's been put in containers, like shipping containers. It could still possibly be going there, but it also could still be going overseas. I've heard both from pretty good sources, so I'm not 100% sure. When we find out, we'll let you know. Or if someone sees it popping up down there, let us know. Brandon, hey mate, just jumped on. How did you go with the Cyclone? How long were you without power for? We were lucky, no damage. Actually, I haven't checked my solar yet. I need to check that before I turn the system back on. But I don't think there's any damage or anything other than just like a few shrubs, snap branches. Now, nothing major. 5 days, no power, no phones, no internet. So I knew that was coming. So I scheduled some stuff and I scheduled that Waterworld video to drop on that Sunday before I lost everything. So I had that video up my sleeve. Hence, it was last year's filmed and edited. So yeah, I had that one up my sleeve just in case something like that happened. So there you go. So yeah, just 5 days, got it back on last night. So some people still have no power, and some people's power went out before the cyclone because the winds really came up and brought lines down before the event. I was just saying before, I was around Telebudgera, Currumbin today, and that is totally annihilated out the back there. Trees down everywhere, power lines down. You can see where the flooding was. It was crazy bad. So they'll be without power for, I'd say, quite a bit longer. I think 95% of the Gold Coast should have power back by Sunday, and then the other 5% of the Gold Coast probably could be another week or so after that. Other than that, we're good. Pop culture still had some of the Funkos available. Yeah, actually, Pop Culture is a good site. Hey, I must check them out. Actually, yeah, I have to check that out. Have you been inside the Pop Culture? Oh, we read that one out. Kira, any rides going in where the aqua loops were? Yes, there is a new ride going, or slide going there. Definitely. Watch this space. Watch this space. We are headed up to Pop Culture at Geelong next week to pick up some mystery boxes. They're cool. Enjoy. Those mystery boxes are very popular. That sounds awesome. How's SeaWorld looking after the Alfred? So close to the waterways. Luckily, the Alfred came in wasn't on the high tide. So SeaWorld has, like anywhere, had a little bit of few issues, but it's back open and all good. So all good. No problem. What is your preference? The shooting up from standing still like Superman, or the slow drudge up to the top like DC Rival? Superman. Because I love the part, the inside parts, like a dark ride. Well, it is a dark ride first. All the scenes in there, I love that. And then the stop, and then the suspense of when's it going to go, and then bang, it's crazy. Although the lift hill for DC, it's pretty quick, and the anticipation builds as you get. I mean, that's high. That's a big drop too. So, been quite a while actually since I've been on that coaster. I couldn't even tell you when I last went on it actually, but yeah, it's. I mean, two different coasters, but I do love that exhilaration, like 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2 seconds. I mean, that's something else. So, yeah, I enjoy that a lot. Feels like I want to pass out a couple of times on Superman 2. The G-forces are pretty strong. So that's not good. I have low blood pressure, so it does play with that a little bit. not so great. But anyway, still cool ride. Anton's saying, I'm going to be on the Patreon to get the early drop on the cartel events. Thanks, man. Appreciate that heaps. That's awesome. Rex, I was at Movie World last week, and while I was having a burger and chips, a bird took a poop on it. So they gave me a free one, which was nice of them. That's the thing. It's those 1%ers. It's the little things. I mean, yeah, that bird ruined your day, and the burger, obviously, and it ruined your day at lunch, but they didn't have to replace it. Obviously, they say, well, we didn't make the bird. We gave you a good burger. It was good when it left our kitchen, but that's the thing they do. And I'm sure they would have just not. I'm sure it wouldn't have been a problem. They would have just gone, sure, absolutely no problem. So that's the kind of thing they do. There's damn ibis around there. Squishy's Family Fun saying, we have family in the GC and always love coming up to support our Aussie local businesses. Absolutely. Well, that's cool. They definitely would appreciate it too. When are you going to Movie World next? Not too sure, actually. I actually haven't even planned my movements for this Saturday yet. I will probably do that on Friday. Plan out what I'm doing for the weekend. So yeah, maybe this week, maybe the following week. Not too sure. Looking forward to spending Halloween up in the GC. Yeah, it's great. I love Halloween. Definitely love Halloween. It's awesome. Michael, thanks, mate. You let me know you're all good out there. A little bit soggy. I could imagine that. Service the generator, etc. So, of course, no blackout. That's good. The family and I are heading to Sydney in April for the Easter show. Oh, that's cool. And of course, the Wax Museum and Aquarium. Yeah, they're cool, right? Cool attractions in Sydney to visit. I've never been to the Sydney Easter show. That's one of the things that is actually on my list. It's been a challenge to get time off work at those times. So it'll be 1 year for sure. Dream World for a year or Village Roadshow Pass for a year. That's really a personal choice. They've both got great value and good offerings. Obviously Dreamworld has Dreamworld and the new Rivertown and Jane's Rivertown restaurant and Steel Taipan, which is fairly new. And lots of other cool things at Dreamworld. Plus, they got Whitewater World, which is a seasonal park, but that's still pretty cool. And they got Sky Point at the Q1. Now, that's really cool. Heading up there, checking out the views, having something to eat and drink if you want to. You don't have to. But views are amazing, and that's included with your annual pass. Obviously, Village Roadshow, Movie World, Sea World, Wet and Wild, and Paradise Country. And I think they also offer a light pass as well that doesn't include the seasonal events. I prefer the one that does. It is more, but to get those tickets to those other events like Carnival, Spooky Nights, and White Christmas is pretty cool. So, but if you want a cheaper option and don't really care for those particular events, then there's other options there as well. So it really depends what you like best. I like them all. That's just me, but I guess you got to consider what you would get more value out of those parks. We'll continue to watch and support your channel as always. Thanks, Squishies. Family fun again. All really appreciate it. And night. Have a good night. Thanks again. Bailey, thank you very much. You saying you just bought me 3 coffees. Thank you. I'll just make sure it came through on there. Yes. Thank you very much. That came through, Bailey. Thank you. I will reply on the Buy Me a Coffee app, and obviously you get the shout outs as well. And that's appreciated. I do put the Buy Me a Coffee QR code on the screens of the videos. And that definitely, it doesn't just, I do drink coffee and a lot of it too, but those donations, it all goes to support the channel. So it supports me to help get tickets and get to places to film other videos as well for you guys. And it really is appreciated. And again, you get the shout out as well. Like I mentioned before, there will be like a membership. I think there's actually a membership option for Buy Me a Coffee, and because I got a few people that regularly actually buy coffees. I think I mentioned a couple of them before that. Hey, you can actually just, if you want to do that, just do a membership, and then you can just do it as frequent as you want to, kind of thing. But the YouTube channel will have a membership option soon. I wasn't going to do it, but I've actually been getting asked by several people, hey, why don't you have memberships? We'd join up. I'm like, oh, okay, well, sure. I've just got to make sure that I'm coming up with the added value for that membership. So that's what I'm working on currently for you guys. I'll let you know when that happens. What have we got there? Oh, Geelong. Oh, yeah. The pop culture stores in Geelong. It's such a cool shop. I haven't been there. They got a new shop, and I want to go there. It's pretty cool. We're on our way to pop culture next few weeks. What is the vault? So check that out. It's next to the pop culture shop upstairs. It's a little vault you can walk into and has some valuable rare pops. Ooh. If you see a Hong Kong Fooey, let me know. Be trying to track one down. I don't want to pay stupid money for it, though, of course. Luna Park, I did hear that it did sell. Yes, Luna Park is sold, but obviously it's definitely staying as Luna Park. What have we got here? At least theme parks didn't get too much damage. Yeah, absolutely right. They didn't get too much, I believe. A little bit, but not too much, which is really cool. Thanks, Squishies. Thanks again for jumping on. Muchly appreciated. Have a great week as well. Thanks, Rex. Appreciate you. And yep, understand. We're gonna wrap it soon because I understand it's getting late for everybody. So I just want to make sure I got through everyone's who took the time to make a comment on here. And if I have missed it, again, apologies. Pop it in again. I'll definitely try to get to that. And you can always send me a message on Instagram as well. Sky Point buffet breakfast, and you get a discount. I didn't know they did a buffet breakfast up there. I love buffet breakfast. It's my favorite buffet is the breakfast. Didn't know that, and you get a discount if you have a season pass. Great way to start the day. That's a really good thing. Thanks for mentioning that. Is it Justin, Oceana, Justin, thank you for mentioning that. I didn't even know that. So I'm going to definitely, yeah, you're right. Like, what a great way to start the day. The view, yeah, fantastic. I will have to do that. Kira saying she can't wait for Friday nights. Absolutely. One of my favorite times of the year. Kaz, Anton and I always watch your videos. We look forward to them. We go to Queensland once a year around October. Love the theme parks. We're hanging to see the Scooby-Doo ride. We're all hanging for that one. Absolutely. Hope to see you there. If you see me, make sure you stop me and say hi. Definitely. No problem at all. That is awesome. Yeah, we can't wait for Scooby to be reopened. All excited to see what they've done. Cannot wait for that. Now, I was just quickly going to jump on. We're going to wrap it up shortly, guys. But theme parks are reopened. I just wanted to check if everything, if I can see it on here, info. Let's see if everything's. So Batwing, we already knew that was on maintenance. So that's still on maintenance until the reopens on the 5th of April. Junior driving school is planned maintenance. Opens on the 21st of March. Scooby-Doo, obviously. No date there. 2025, though, this year, for sure. Superman, we know that's also down until the 5th of April. It reopens. Now, the Flash Speed Force. Okay, so that is an unplanned maintenance. So maybe the Flash Speed Force was impacted by the cyclone, and that might, I mean, it might not be that. It could be something entirely different. I'm just guessing, maybe, because it's unplanned maintenance. It doesn't say when it will reopen. Now, it could reopen tomorrow, but it could also be a little while. Other than that, that's it. So that's Movie World. Let's look at SeaWorld. Again, just for those of you playing at home. So currently under maintenance is Jet Rescue. Now that says temporary closure, so that maybe that was impacted, or maybe it was something else. It doesn't say a reopening date, so I'm guessing that could well and truly be something that's been impacted by the cyclone, maybe, but it is a temporary closure. Could be something else, but so Jet Rescue, Castaway Bay is under maintenance, so I'd say that's a scheduled maintenance. And that's about right. It's about this time of year it does actually goes down. But that's reopening. Actually, that's only a short amount of maintenance, 11th to the 18th of March. So that's due to open, what's the date today? 12th. So that only closed yesterday. So maybe that was impacted too. Maybe it was. Trident. So that is under actual maintenance because that went down on February the 24th. That reopens on the 28th of March. SpongeBob's Boating School is also under planned maintenance. All right, so yeah. Other than that, everything else is open. Interestingly, Leviathan has a fair bit of planned maintenance coming up. Again, if you're planning a trip up here or to any of the parks, always jump on the website, check out the maintenance schedule. So make sure you download the Village Roadshow Theme Parks app. You click on when you get to the app, it comes up like that with all the parks. It's probably not a very good. There we go. You can see Movie World, you can see Sea World, you can see Wet and Wild, and then under that is Paradise Country and Outback Spectacular. But if you click on the park, let's just click on Movie World, for example. Bottom right-hand corner, you've got at the bottom, it says info. It's probably going to flare out. You're probably not going to be able to see this. Not going to see it. Bottom of the screen, right-hand corner, it says info. You click on info. It brings up a whole list. Again, I think it's too much of a flare, or maybe on that angle. It brings up a list, and one of those items on the list is ride maintenance schedule. Once you press that, then it tells you for the day what is actually happening, and then it'll tell you if it's coming up or what have you. So check that out. Check them all out. Dream World, let's see if they've had any impacts as well. Again, we're all on here, so why not? We might as well check it out. Those of you that haven't had time to, a few people have been asking, are the parks open? What's happening? So yeah, so they are all open. We're just checking if everything is open in the parks. I think Dreamworld's pretty right, actually, but for Dreamworld, you just search in Google Dreamworld ride maintenance, and then you click on the link. Because they haven't got an app. Sky Voyager, that's excuse me, that is just on maintenance, so we know about that. That reopens on the 5th of April. And Serpent Slayer, same thing. That's just normal maintenance, 5th of April reopening. And that's it for Dreamworld. So yeah, basically everything else is open. So obviously they've had no further impact from the cyclone, which is cool, which is great. So there you have it. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. All right, I reckon we're gonna wrap the live up. We've had a few that have had to go, obviously, and that's perfectly fine. Everyone's got work, school, what have you. I'll just make sure. Yep, you can have a photo, Kaz. Absolutely, no problem at all there. SeaWorld Resort, 100% recommended, value for money, considering parks included breakfast. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's a really cool place to stay if you want the parks included, for sure. Josh Rocks, back from my cruise. How was it? Were you stuck out there? You were. I had some people I know, but on that same cruise, and it went for like twice as long. Is that right? Is it twice as long? I think it was. Hopefully they looked after you guys, and hopefully you weren't in too much choppy weather, because that would have made me sick. So yeah, Kaz is still here from Victoria. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Kaz, for staying on as well. Josh says it was an amazing cruise. The seas were calm as. Yeah, I'm sure they would have parked gone way away from the cyclone. So that's good news. That's awesome. I'm glad you had a great time, Josh. So that's awesome. All right, we're going to wrap up the live stream there, everybody. I'm pretty sure I got everyone's questions tonight, and thank you all so much for the engagement and the questions. It's been awesome, and support as well. Thanks to everyone who's purchased or given me very kindly the super chats tonight. I don't think I missed anyone on that list there as well. So thank you all for your support for those people, and also just for everyone being on the lives. And again, thanks for supporting Jaggs Journeys on YouTube, subscribing, free to subscribe, and following me on Instagram. at jaggsjourneysgc. I always drop regular content during the week between my weekly videos as well. So, appreciate the chat tonight. Appreciate everything there. Woodsy's saying, nice work. Got to turn the generator off by 10 p.m. to keep the neighbors happy. So, fair enough. Absolutely. I hope your power comes back on soon, mate. And thanks again for all your support as well. Josh is saying, get him on 15K. Yeah, that's the next goal. Actually, it wasn't that long ago. I was on 10. So it's actually, it's actually, it's gone up quite a lot. So I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Considering the limited time I've got to actually put together my content. So I appreciate everyone's ongoing support, and we'll keep pumping out the content for you guys. Like I said earlier, I've got to try to think outside the square a bit more. Now that more and more people are doing channels and things, and they're just flooding the same content, it's kind of like you got to be different. You got to have a different angle or different spin or different content, but still providing the content people want to see. So if you've got other ideas of content you want to see, providing it's achievable, that I can afford to get there or what have you, send me a message on Instagram. Say, hey, here's an idea. This would be content we'd watch or what have you. Feel free to let me know. I've got a board. I've got heaps of ideas on it. I've got stuff I want to do. I've got priorities as well. So, and obviously overseas travel. But again, that's a big cost. We'll get there. Anyway, just want to say a big thanks again to everyone who's been contributing tonight, and for even the people that didn't necessarily make a comment, the ones that were just on the live, I really appreciate that as well. Helps me out a lot. Just being on here, great support, and great to see a lot of regulars back on the live as well. And don't forget, I'll be back in 2 weeks' time on the Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Queensland time. If I'm not quite on there at 7:30, I'm nearly there. It's just I got to rush home from work and all that, and get on there as quick as possible. So that is appreciated. Squishy's Family Fun saying that they did the Carnival Splendor. Did a Carnival Splendor that ended up in Tassie. Oh, that's pretty. Tassie. Actually, someone said to me Tassie's it's pretty cool, like the scenery. So, I hope it was awesome. Cheers to you and the family. Likewise to you all. Thank you so much, Squishy's Family Fun. Appreciate everything from you guys. Salty Sliders, thanks again. Appreciate you and your comments as well. Still love your OG GC coverage. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. And we'll keep pumping it out. Absolutely. Josh, thanks again. Glad you enjoyed the cruise. Thanks for jumping on. All right, everyone. Hope everyone has an awesome week, a safe week. No cyclones, hopefully, in the near future. So we all need to stay safe. Or Sam's just asked what he thinks going in the old Billabong surf store. I believe they're just refurbishing and renovating it all. So I think that's all that's happening because they've moved it sort of to the side and then they'll be moving it back. As far as I know, I think they have to do some stuff around the building as well. But when I go back there next, I'll check it all out for you guys. Kaz, thanks again so much for jumping on and subscribing as well. And Anton as well. Thank you very, very much. It's appreciated. All right, we're going to leave it there for this week. Join me again in another 2 weeks. And again, don't forget to check us out on Instagram at jaggsjourneysau for daily content there. And the videos on YouTube will always usually come out on a Sunday evening. If there's been delays, it'll be a Monday night, but usually it's always Sunday. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Hope everyone has a great week and stay safe out there. And again, thanks for supporting the channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next journey. Good night.